And we are live. What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling? What's up? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Downrange Podcast, man. Y'all know what it is. Ugh, bro, from the thumbnail, y'all can see that this is gonna be it's gonna be some there's gonna be some stuff. This is gonna be some stuff, man. It's I was gonna do this tomorrow. My man Jay Swan sent this to me. I think he sent it to me yesterday. I didn't see it till today. Maybe he sent it to me today, but he called me. He followed up. Yo, did you see that thing I sent you? And I'm like, what? What thing? What are you talking about? And he followed up, yo. And it's like 2 minutes, bro. Watch it. Watch it. He's like, that's your man's in them. That's Cincinnati dude. That's your man's in them. Watch it. I'm like, all right, let me check it out. I checked it out. Bro. I couldn't. He was like, yo, there's so much going on right now. There's so many different things I want to cover on downrange stuff I want to cover on I really want to know. There's so much going on and things are just popping up left and right. This one popped up. It was like, man, you got to talk about that, bro. Because, me and Jay Swans, we have a lot of ideas going back and forth. And it's like, you got to talk about this one. That's your man's in them. I was like, I like, well, he from Cincinnati. I already told him, like, yo, I screwed up with I went overboard because he did so well against the Breakfast Club. And it wasn't that he did so well. It was just they were so poor in their attack. They were so clumsy in their attack. And he just handled them. He handled them. So I went off, not knowing who he is, not knowing anything about the dude. I'm like, let me look into this cat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And here's the thing, bro. To my Republican friends out here, this is why it's virtually impossible to get people like me to rock with that party. This is why. And this is the quote unquote first millennial Republican. Bro, this is why. This is why. I mean, and this was just so stupid. So stupid. And to the point where it's like, all right, this is what this dude is really thinking. I told y'all about Cincinnati. I told y'all about Cincinnati. If you follow this platform, you hear me talking about Cincinnati. Cincinnati's gotten way better, but it's still got a long way to go. You know what I mean? It's still got a long way to go. I told y'all about Cincinnati. You look at Ramaswamy, yo. Like, bro, you ain't even white. You popping this out. Brother Axe in the building. Brother Axe in the building. What's good, fam? How you doing, man? Let me give you a credit right there. Yeah, Vivek is a fraud, bro. Yeah, for real, man. I'm seeing it. Hey, man. We about to watch it right here in living color. We're about to watch it. I couldn't wait till tomorrow. I just couldn't. I'm like, bro, first day of school is tomorrow. Like, my daughter's already in bed. I'm like, you know what? I want to get into bed pretty early myself because, I want to make sure everything's ready. We went out, did our Christmas, did our back to school shopping. She got her fresh new kicks, got her little clothes, got a little outfit ready for first day of school. And then I see this. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're doing well, bro. Good to see you. It's always good to see you, brother. You know what I'm saying? One of my day ones, man. It's always good to see you, brother. Yeah, Ramaswamy's on one, man. He's on one. And yeah, this stream was just out of the blue. We probably won't have a lot of people rocking out with us tonight. There's other stuff going on. I know Mandriel and Shushu are on right now. And I would normally be over there right now for this. I just had to get this off. But yeah, Black Man Unfiltered Network. Shout out to Black Man. Mandriel and Shushu are on right now. Unapologetic with Mandriel and Shushu. But I just had to to my Republican friends out there. You know what I mean? To the puppet masters out there, right? To the shot callers, the OGs on the Republican side. You tell me how I'm supposed to talk to my people and say that, hey, the Republican Party has a place for you. Tell me how I'm supposed to do that. Now, y'all see this? Tell me how I'm supposed to do that. I'm serious. If any of them, a lot of my Republican friends, they ninja watch, so they're not gonna leave comments. Tell me how I'm supposed to convince my people to come on over here and join the Republican Party when you got the number 2 Republican in the race, fallen, of course, but the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, his Department of Education is putting out that slaves benefited from slavery, right? That's what they want to teach children. We got that. And now we got the number 3 or 4 guy, the Republican Party nominee for president of the United States with a bullet, who's saying that Juneteenth is useless. It's useless. Brother Jack, what's good, Night? I see you, man. Stop by to say hey, bud, ATM. But we'll definitely watch later. Great topic. Hey, man, thanks. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. I know you got me. You know what I'm saying? My nights, man. We doing things, bro. We about to be growing. I'm out here. I'm actively recruiting. You know, brother, to be honest, the framing is the issue. Yeah, the framing is the issue. Yeah, you can't compare a rich, highly educated immigrant to a regular American. Facts. And America is the melting pot and all that. Yeah, the framing is off, bro. It's definitely off brand. Like the dude, very successful billionaire, can't call himself made because he came from, came from a good family. Even though he's first generation, his mother and father, I think, doctor and an attorney, right? They really did well for themselves. They were already up high in the caste system over in India. It is what it is. I mean, I'm sure they're proud. It doesn't matter. I mean, this is who man, look, we're not going to get into that conversation. But yeah, he definitely blew this, right? He definitely blew this one. This is, boy, oh boy, this is crazy, man. So, all right. So what am I talking about? Yeah. You guys got the gist of it. You saw it from the thumbnail. Ramaswamy said, I think he was in Iowa or someplace or wherever he was on the campaign trail. We're going to watch a video. You're going to hear exactly what he had to say. But before we watch this video, I want to show you guys a video on Juneteenth, because a lot of people, just keeping it 100, a lot of people don't even understand Juneteenth or what's behind it or what it means. So I found a local affiliate somewhere in the South that did a real comprehensive, real quick minute 20-second video on basically what it is. You know what I mean? And brother, he's like, facts, bro. He's like, poor Indians and Chinese aren't coming here. They can't get here. They're in line, bro. It's like 50 years to get their green card to get into America, man. You got to be brought over by industry. You know what I mean? China, you got to sneak in. But you're absolutely right, bro. Facts. Poor folks gonna have a hard time getting in here, but rich folks, there's always a way, man. If you got money, you can solve a lot of problems. So let's check this out. And this is mostly for Team Replay and for anyone who's out there ninja watching. Let's see what's up with Juneteenth, y'all. So check this out.
How to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. Today, millions of people across the country are off work for Juneteenth as the U.S. celebrates the freedom of slaves. But the holiday wasn't always recognized.
How did Juneteenth become a federal holiday? Let's connect the dots. Juneteenth, a combination of the words June and 19th, commemorates when the last enslaved people in the South were finally set free. It's a holiday rich in history. After the Union defeated the Confederacy in 1965, 4 million slaves were set to become free. But it didn't happen immediately. Union armies began marching through the southern states, freeing thousands of slaves every day. The news took months to reach Texas.
Y'all feel that? It took months for people who were freed for the Civil War to find out, right? Technology is what it was, man. The folks knew, but they just didn't want to tell the slaves. They're like, might as well get every bit of free labor we can. We'll set them free when them blue bellies show up. We'll set them free when them northerners come down here and tell them. Right? So them people still out there toiling, doing a normal slave thing, getting beat down. They have no idea the world's over. They have no idea they're free. But, it is what it is. It's not like they can just check Twitter back then. Let's continue.
On June 19th, 1865, Union troops rode into Galveston, Texas, and told slaves of their freedom. Their spontaneous celebration gave birth to Juneteenth. Over 150 years later, private companies made Juneteenth a permanent paid holiday for their employees. after protests erupted following the murder of George Floyd. Then in 2021, the U.S. Congress passed legislation to make it a federal holiday, and President Biden signed it into law. And that's connecting the dots.
And notice she said the murder of George Floyd, right? The murder, which it was indeed a murder, was one of the most horrific ways to be murdered, in fact. You know, what happened to George Floyd and the perpetrator of that crime, the perpetrators of that crime, those people were wearing uniforms and badges, and what happened. We all know what happened, but notice she said murder, right? You guys will understand why I made that. I wanted to point that out. You'll see why here in a second. But that's Juneteenth. It's a celebration of people being emancipated. It's a celebration of people being set free. Those who were in bondage were now set free. It took a while to get the news, but when they got the news, of course, they're gonna celebrate. Right. And it was the beginning. It was the end of one chapter. It was the beginning of another chapter that was just as brutal. You know, I mean, we was talking about Jim Crow, and once the Union soldiers left the South, and what happened in the South, you know, with black codes and Jim Crow and all the rest of it, segregation. You know, the brutality did not stop with the Civil War and people being set free. It just changed. You know, that's just part of America's history. Like, again, the good, the bad, and the horrific is part of who we are in America. Right? So, Ramaswamy, he was on the campaign trail. Like I said, I think he was in Iowa, or we'll find out in a second. But he has something to say in his speech, and I'm thinking he was kind of doing some crowd work. It was off the cuff. This is a sharp dude. This is a man who understands the power of his words. He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's doing. So let's pull this up and let you guys see what happened and what was said. Right. And this is on the heels of, if not the day of, that brawl in Alabama on the river where a bunch of racist white folks jumped on a black dude, and then they got jumped on by black people and then got arrested. On the heels of that, might have been the same day. He might have been saying this as the punches were being thrown in Alabama on the very dock where humans were sold into slavery. Right? So, yeah, let's check this out.
Do you think Juneteenth is a useless holiday?
I basically do.
Single day voting on election day. We will make election day a holiday in the United States of America, so there's no complaints about it. Cancel Juneteenth or one of the other useless ones we made up. Okay? We can't have like everything be a holiday, but we'll cancel one of the other ones and make election day a holiday. Paper ballots and government issued voter ID that matches the voter file. That is what we will do.
Going back to your election security.
So right there, you know, why Juneteenth? He's playing to the audience, right? I guess he forgot the camera was on. I guess he forgot he was running for president of the United States. I think he forgot all that. I guess he just got caught up in that moment. I'm gonna stand up in front of all these people and tell them what I think they want to hear. We're gonna get rid of Juneteenth, a useless holiday. Useless holiday, and then double down on it. So let's hear the rest of this.
You said you wanted to have a holiday. You said maybe cancel Juneteenth or one of those other useless holidays. Do you think Juneteenth is a useless holiday?
I mean, like, look at his face, man. Look at his eyes. He knows he's wrong. He knows he is wrong, but I guess he's just going to double down on it. Useless holiday. Juneteenth is useless. Let me say this in front of a bunch of white folks in Iowa. Let me say this. Juneteenth is useless, and he got the laughs that he wanted. He got a couple chuckles. Was it worth it? Let's continue. Now he's asked, do you think it's useless? And here comes his answer. Keep your eyes on him. Look at his eyes.
I basically do. Yeah.
Do you think Memorial Day, Veterans Day are useless holidays?
I don't, because I stand with the presumption of time-tested traditions. Like I said, religion is, I call these things cults. I won't dignify them as religious because religions have withstood the test of time. And so I think that if we made a national commemorative holiday for everything that's important and happened in our history, we'd have no working days left. But I think the spirit of Juneteenth, we already channel into other holidays, like Martin Luther King Day, like President's Day. I think we can commemorate the spirit of that holiday separately. So I think that we shouldn't have redundant holidays that celebrate overlapping purposes. It should have a distinct purpose. And I think, let's be honest, the reason for making that a holiday was under political duress. It was a political hostage situation on the back of the death of George Floyd. And
You notice he said the death of George Floyd. George Floyd was brutally murdered. This is what they do. Again, Republicans, how am I supposed to convince people, my folks, people from my soil, those of us who pulled ourselves out of those situations, how am I supposed to convince them to come over and have a seat under y'all tent? I'm a registered Republican. I mean, how am I supposed to bring people over? Now, you know, this is full disclosure. I'm a registered Republican because I'm in a red state. I want to be able to participate in the way they do things out here. You're gonna have to be a Republican if you want to be able to participate in the process. It's a red state, man. Yeah, and it is what it is. But you hear what this guy's saying. Useless. It was a political hijacking. They leaned on the president. They just did it. We kind of channeled this through Dr. Martin Luther King Day anyway, but he picked this holiday. Let's just might as well just hear out the last few seconds of this.
And I think that should not be how we create holidays. We should not create holidays with a cultural gun to our head. And that's what happened with Juneteenth.
We should not create holidays with a cultural gun to our head. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I mean, you know, you look at the he's born here, he's American, knows what the rules say, but he ain't from here. Yeah, what? His family ties are from somewhere else, another continent, another world away. Yeah, he has education and all that, but he hasn't been here. You know, it's just when I hear stuff like that from prominent Republicans, and I sit there and I think, I'm like, well, you know, my grandmother's grandmother was born a slave. And a lot of people think that slavery was so long ago. My grandmother's grandmother was born a slave. Her mother died a slave. So when my ancestors got their freedom through a very vicious, a very brutal, a very bloody war, it took war for us to get free. That's useless. That's not a real holiday. Like Brother Doug's in the building. Brother Doug. Oh no, what happened? What happened, yo? Ramaswamy, man, doing this thing. Republicans doing what they do. Now, you know, in all fairness, it's not all Republicans. I sit down and have really good discussions with people who are conservative, and it is what it is. And they see stuff like this and they cringe too, and they're like, it's horrible. A lot of Republicans are up in arms about what happened in Alabama on the river. A ton of Republicans are up in arms with DeSantis and this whole slaves benefited from slavery thing. You know what I mean? That those 10 or 15 words. There's a lot of white Republicans who are mad about this. And there's going to be a ton of Republicans who are going to be upset about this right here. I'm pretty sure, you know, this NBC Now thing, NBC News Now, this is 3 days old. It's about, I think it's 3 days. Yeah, this was posted three days ago. A lot of people are going to be talking about this. YouTube is busy with the brawl on the river, but they're going to get to this. I'm just throwing mine in there now. I mean, Brother Doug, my grandfather's grandfather was born a slave. Facts. It wasn't a long time ago, man. That town hall on PBD was enough for me. I couldn't even watch that, bro. I couldn't watch it. I watched maybe 5 minutes of it, and it's just like, damn. You know, it's just, all right. All right. He makes good points, and then he sticks his foot in his mouth. Facts. Facts. He's a smart dude. He does make good points, and then, he shoves his foot right in his mouth. Right in his mouth. I mean, and again, I like PBD. Everyone's going to have mixed steps. And I'm watching Patrick real close now. You know, and it's just a shame. Like right now, he seems pretty cool. I mean, he seems cool. You know what I mean? Like I met the guy, it's cool. You know, he measures his words. You know what I mean? He is who he is. You say it is what it is, man. You know, but you see this kind of stuff, bro. You see this kind of stuff, man. Come on, like Ramaswamy, like that's a wrap. That's it. That's the end of that campaign. That's it. You know, when he was on a Breakfast Club, he did so well in defending himself against that, you know, poorly choreographed ambush, right? And then one of the last things he said, like, I'll come back. I guarantee you he won't come back now. Not after saying that. I bet, trust and believe, right? His inbox is full. They are trying to get him back on the Breakfast Club now. After saying that, he'll be a fool to go over there. He'll be a fool. It'd be a fool to say, it was foolish to say what he said. So Republicans, man, like what? Seriously. This is the kind of stuff that it just, when I talk to Suzette Speaks, or if I'm talking to Miss Globe Girl, if I'm talking to Miss AKA Lady, and I'm trying to convince them, hey man, give the Republicans a chance, and then something like it's always something comes out. We're not even talking about Trump. I mean, that dude's in his own dimension. We're talking about DeSantis. We're talking about Ramaswamy, right? And then, you know, there's some more people down the list that we could go in on. But look at the top 2, top 3 dudes, top 4 dudes. They're saying this kind of stuff. My God. And Brother Doug's like, he missed what he said. Wait, what did you say, Brother Doug? I missed what he said. I'll have to go back. Now, don't go anywhere, bro. I'll run it back for you. Hold on, let me pull this up. I will pull it right up for you. We got it here. You can hear what he said, man. You can hear what he said. I'm gonna play it for you right now. Let me back this up.
Do you think Juneteenth is a useless holiday?
I basically do.
Single day voting on election day. We will make election day a holiday in the United States of America, so there's no complaints about it. Cancel Juneteenth or one of the other useless ones we made up. Okay. We can't have like everything be a holiday, but we'll cancel one of the other ones and make election day a holiday. Paper ballots and government issued voter ID that matches the voter file. That is what we will do.
Going back to your election.
That's what he said, bro. That's what he said, man. Juneteenth is a useless holiday. You know, again, he's catering to this crowd. Hey, bro, here's what it is. He said what he said. You know, he wanted to get that cheap laugh in there, and it's a very cheap laugh. And again, you know, useless holiday. All right, bro. And he knew the moment he did it, he screwed up, bro. Like you said, and even like he's pandering 100% in this whole thing. We're gonna have government issued voter IDs. That is a waste of money. Go get your state ID. Go get your driver's license or your state ID. That's it. What is this whole? We're gonna get a separate federal ID so you can vote. That's just dumb. That's a waste of money. And I don't have a problem with people showing their IDs to go and vote, because there's a lot of Republicans out there trying to vote twice. Down here in Florida, every time they get into it, every time they go look for those people who are voting multiple times, those voter fraudsters, the Republican, at least down here, you ain't finding a bunch of Democrats going out here voting in their granddaddy's name. You find a lot of Republicans doing that, though. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Brother Doug is like, word, thanks. Bro, he said what he said, man. But he's pandering to the crowd 100%. Paper ballots, okay. If you want to do paper ballots, that's fine. But let's use maybe the paper portion of the ballot is generated, you know, after you go electronically vote, and then boom, it just spits out your paper or something like that. I still think it's a waste of paper, but okay, if you want a paper ballot, fine. But he's 100% pandering to this crowd. He threw in the Juneteenth thing. It was crazy. And Brother Doug is like, I had a voter registration card in my state at one time. Did I ever have one? Maybe in Ohio. I don't think so. Nope. I would just go to the polling place and vote, show my ID if there was any questions or whatever. But I never had to show my ID, of course, so it wasn't the law. You just go through the rolls, you find your name, you find your address. That's what it was. You know. Oh, But what man, so he's talking about useless holidays, right? So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's look at the federal holidays. And again, like to my Republican friends, man, it is what it is. We got to own it. I'll be claiming Republican right now, so I got to own it. So here it is. Let's just make it big like this. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to make it big over here so we can see it a little better. That's pretty good right there. So, all right, here are the holidays right here, man. We got Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Memorial Day, Christmas, New Year's Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Washington's birthday, Juneteenth, and Easter. That's it. What's that? 12 holidays. Hey, that's one for each month, but you broke it down, right? 12 holidays. So, and Ramaswamy is talking about useless, useless holidays, right? If Juneteenth is useless and we're setting free slaves, like you're coming out of bondage into freedom. If that's useless, then wouldn't Independence Day be useless? You know what I mean? I'm just, Labor Day. We celebrate people being able to go out and earn a living, go out and earn a decent wage and unionize and fight for their rights. That should be a holiday. But Juneteenth, like Juneteenth, really, Cincinnati kid, really, Ramaswamy, Juneteenth is useless. But Labor Day isn't. Right? Slaves weren't getting paid a dime for their labor. Slaves were, being beaten and oppressed. They didn't have a voice. Hell, they wouldn't even consider human. You want to get rid of the day that they were set free, again, through one of the most violent war America has ever fought. It's the Civil War. Those losses, man, eclipse anything we've ever dealt with. World War II, World War I, all the rest of it. Civil War, most American losses. And everybody's like, well, duh, because it was America fighting America. No. When the Confederate States of America seceded, that was a different country. They became the enemy. And they were smited. They weren't Americans. They succeeded. They were the enemy. And they got dealt with. So Juneteenth is a wasted holiday, but Labor Day is cool. Thanksgiving Day. And I'm sorry, man, but setting people free, I think it trumps Thanksgiving Day in my book, man. But whatever. Dr. Martin Luther King, okay, cool. Memorial Day, okay, cool. People who gave their lives for this country. Dr. Martin Luther King gave his life for this country. He was fighting that war, civil rights, that we're still fighting that war. Christmas, that's a religious holiday. Jews, Muslims, Sikhs, Buddhists, none of them celebrate Christmas. Hell, Jesus wasn't even born in December, right? So if you bother to read the text and kind of make, try to make heads or tails of it, Christmas. I was raised in the tradition, but Christmas, it's religious. How's that a federal? It's supposed to be a separation of church and state, right? That's my take on it. New Year's Day. It's just, hey, New Year's, first day of the year. Okay, just take a break. All right, cool, whatever. I'd rather celebrate Juneteenth than New Year's Day. Easter, another religious holiday. Easter, Christmas, and Thanksgiving, I kind of lump them in the same boat. Like, come on now. Columbus Day. He could have said Columbus Day, Indigenous People Day, whatever you want to call it. He could have used that one. You want to talk about a useless holiday? There it is right there. Columbus Day. The day that Columbus found America, he didn't find America, right? He thought he was in India, and he certainly wasn't up here. He was way down south. He was south of here. So if you want to get rid of something, you want to call something useless, there it is right there. Vivek Ramaswamy is a very highly educated man. He understands this stuff. Veterans Day, Washington's birthday. Washington's birthday. We have Independence Day. He was in command of the army that defeated the British Empire, which was the most fearsome military force on the planet. We were able to do that with the help of France. Shout out to France, right? Washington's birthday. I'm sorry, but I'm putting Juneteenth above that. Ramaswamy screwed this one, man. He screwed this one up. It's a bad look for him, and it's a bad look for the Republican Party. Brother Kennard's in the building. What's good, fam? What up, DL? What up, Doug? What up, everyone? Good. What's up with you, brother? Brother Kennard, I haven't voted since the 2013 election. They're all crooks in my book, regardless of what they say or don't say. Yeah, I hear you there. I hear you there, and I I get it. I understand. That's our right as Americans to vote or not vote. I do vote. When I was in California, it was a wasted vote. I would vote down the ticket, but it's a deep blue state. Didn't matter. It's California. Here in Florida, the votes, hey, this is Florida. Votes make a difference, bro. It makes a difference. But I don't knock anybody who don't vote. I think everyone should vote. And I'm not opposed to, voting being a holiday. I'm not opposed to Election Day being a federal holiday. I'm not opposed to that. Like, people not having to work, getting that day off, that Tuesday off, or even, half the day. We're going to give you 4 hours to vote. You get paid, but you still get to go vote. I'm not opposed to that at all. At all. Again, we can replace Washington's birthday with that. Washington would be happy that we're celebrating the fact that people are out there exercising their rights, the rights that George Washington fought for. I think he'd be happy for that. Like, yeah, you know what? Make that the holiday. And, you can celebrate you can celebrate George Washington if you want. He's on the money, right? Like, what else you want? He's on the coins. He's on the paper money. But Juneteenth is worthless. It's worthless. That's what he said. He wants to be president of the United States of America. He wants to be the president of everyone. And he just said that the holiday that celebrates the emancipation, the freedom of slaves, America's biggest black cloud, I would say, because I'm black. Native Americans might not agree with that. Trail of Tears is pretty daggone bad. What we've done with Native Americans, Native people, and moving around their reservations, giving them a piece of worthless land, and then coming around and taking it from them because we want to run a pipeline through it or something like that, or more people want to come settle on that land. And what we've done to them was pretty horrific. So if a Navajo or a Comanche or a Cherokee person would have come up to and say, I don't agree with that, Saint, we had it harder. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and bow down, bro. Yes, they did. They did. Right? They were wiped out. I've said it on this platform before. You think I'm talking crazy, man? Go out there, go online and do a search of all of the Native American tribes that don't exist anymore, man. Extinct. They're gone forever. Y'all seen the movie Last of the Mohicans. I didn't read the book. But go out there and look at how many tribes, how many Native peoples who were here that no longer exist anymore. So yeah, I'm not gonna argue that at all. Like, yo, man, he's still here at least. And that's just, a lot of people don't agree with that, but I'm just saying. But yeah, I would definitely pick some other holidays. Why did he choose Juneteenth? We know why he did it. He did it for the cheap laugh. He did it was one of those dog whistle moments. Like, hey, see, that useless black holiday right there. See, we don't need to commemorate the day that the African American became free. We don't need a special day for that. Go to work. We got all these useless holidays. Man, we got 12 federal holidays. 12. You could break it down. It could be one for each month. Kennard is like my grandma used to say, a bunch of rhetoric. Yeah, that's what it was, man. Like, I mean, he's sitting there trying to get some cheap political points. But I mean, how do you forget the cameras are on? Like, they're gonna ask you about this. If he makes it to the debates, this is gonna come up over and over again. How do you spin this? Right? Of course he's gonna come out and apologize. Of course he's gonna come out and say whatever. He should have done it right away, and he didn't. He sat right there and doubled down. Like, ooh, like, oh, you're gonna go ahead and double down on that. And he's probably now sitting there like, man, hopefully this just goes away. No one's gonna say anything. Brother Doug, facts. Columbus Day, the natives found Columbus, and then he raped, enslaved, and slaughtered the natives. Facts. And worked their way north. Brother Dino Dinosaurs in the piece. What's up? What's good? Our cousin from across the ocean, man. The other side of the pond, bro. Oi, bruv. What's good? Lady in the voice in the building. What's good, love? Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see you, brother Doug. Man, I'm leaning to not voting. Politics is starting to be useless to me. The have-yachts are making the policies for the peon politicians, do their bidding. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Politicians are for sale, bro. They are for sale, man. You know what I mean? I wish I could buy me one. I sure would. And Canard, man, my bad, the 2012 elections. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Yeah, man, I wish I could. I mean, and this is the stuff that, real talk though, this is the stuff that the Republicans at the top are very concerned about, this very thing right here, man. I'm just being 100 now. Real talk. The Republicans who have been in the game for a long time, the puppet master Republicans, they know that the party is dying. The GOP, the grand old party, is dying. Literally. Right? It's a bunch of old folks, mostly white. They're dying off, man. And if they don't do something to rejuvenate their party, if they don't do something to get young people, young educated people, young people who are making money, people of color, if they don't do something, they might lose their party forever. Me, I'm a fan of, I love to see two more viable parties. I would love to see two more viable parties, at least in America. Two more. Republicans, Democrats, and then you got the Forward Party. That's the one that Andrew Yang is trying to push. You know what I mean? I don't mind that. And then maybe you got one other party. Call it like the New Federalists or the New Whigs or something like that. Who knows? But one more party, four legit parties. And that's not including, the good old fashioned independents and the Green Party and all that. If we have four legit parties, maybe we can get the gears moving in Washington, because they would need each other to get stuff done. They would have to work together. They would have to, because every vote would count in the House. Every vote would certainly count in the Senate, and no one would control all those votes. I would like to see that. You know what I mean? I would like to see that. Brother Dinosaur is in the building. I don't know if I gave you a salute, but I know I didn't. I acknowledge you, man. The GOP debates will be gladiatorial combat. I'll be watching. It will be good entertainment, bro. You ain't lying about that. Brother Canardak, the 2024 and 2028 elections are more important for knowing what their plots are. Everything we knew and how we lived before 2020 will end by 2030. Maybe, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, 2024, I think the Republicans are actually gonna just throw in the towel on this one. We all know Trump's getting locked up. He's gone. You already see what's going on with DeSantis. He's a wrap. I mean, he's an empty suit, bro. He's what we call in the military. He's a rock. So you ain't got to worry about him. So yeah, they're gonna throw a little bit of money behind probably Scott. We'll see what happens with the debates and stuff like that. Ramaswamy, he's done. I mean, he's done. All the powers to be already said he'll never get into the White House anyway. He's done. He burned out pretty quick. He got his moment in the sun. It's a wrap, especially after this. It's over. So Tim Scott, maybe Nikki Haley, make some noise. I was talking to some folks. I was asking some friends of mine about Sununu, and they're like, nah, he's not going to mess with it. So, who knows? But, I mean, I just don't think the Republicans are going to get excited about 2024. It's just going to be way too much going on. Trump will be locked up. DeSantis, who knows what's going to happen to him, bro? They might be outside of the state capitol with pitchforks and torches, after this next hurricane comes through here and everybody realizes they've been paying to insurance companies who are just going to run off with the bag. There's people out here right now from Hurricane Ian that still can't get their insurance money to fix their homes. People can't afford the insurance on their cars, and if they can get a policy on their home, is really expensive. It's bad down here in Florida. It's really bad down here in Florida. Plus, DeSantis is still going to have to face the music when he was, flying people all over the country out of Texas, using Florida money to secure an aircraft to go to Texas to pick up undocumented folks who register with the government. So documented people now, and fly them to California or to Martha's Vineyard or to whatever. Someone's going to have to answer for that. And again, here I am telling my people who worked hard, people who look like me, people who came from the soil, people who was out there, understand how the world really works. trying to tell them, why don't y'all come over here? You know, these people are all right, though. I mean, for real, you know, we making money now. Come over here so we can get these policies to help us. They're like, nah, bro. All they gonna do is show me a video, probably this video. This is what you was talking about with Ramaswamy. Look at this, bro. Juneteenth is useless. How we supposed to back this guy? How we supposed to back a party to back guys like this? Man, got a point. Doug says a one-party system is coming. A one-party system. That's a scary thought, my brother. Might be right. You might be right. A one-party system, that scares me. But it's crazy, man. And that list, man, that list of holidays, man, of all the holidays he could have picked, bro. Of all the holidays, man, he could have picked Juneteenth. He did it because it's the newest holiday. He did it again. He wanted the cheap points, bro. He wanted the cheap points. You know, he's pandering to the crowd. He's just talking that talk. And it was dumb. It was dumb. And on that thumbnail, y'all see Sam Jackson. That's not Sam Jackson. That's Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign manager. Campaign manager was waiting for him in the back with the Jerry curl and the dead eyes. What did you say, motherfucker? That's what that was. Brother G Hammer in the building, man. Another night up in this joint. The new Templars, we in the building, y'all. What's good, man? Suarez is running, right? Saw him on PBD. Yeah, Suarez is running. That's Miami's mayor. He's not going to get far at all. Again, the Republicans, man, they're not excited about this election cycle, man. I'm talking, you know what I mean? Like the puppet masters. People are pulling their money left and right. Look, DeSantis. Look at DeSantis's campaign. Running out of money. Ain't nobody backing him. Like, you look at someone like Donald Trump. Where's this money coming from? It's coming from the trailer parks, man. It's coming from regular folks who are just sending in their $1, $5, $10, whatever they're sending. Grassroots. DeSantis, all his money was coming from big donors, corporations and stuff like that. Now they're pulling their money. Corporations can't be dealing with a guy talking about slavery was good for slaves and then double and triple down on it. And the guy has zero personality. Like I said, man, he's a empty suit, bro. You know, everyone talks about his wife. If his wife were to run for president, hell, she might win. You know, I mean, she's, very personable, very nice. She knows how to talk to folks. She's smart. Maybe she should have ran. Maybe she should have ran for governor the first time. Crazy, man. Brother Doug, since blacks vote 95% Democrat, he didn't hurt anything. The base won't care. Yeah, but that's the whole point. The Republican Party, the powers that be, they know that they need some of that black vote. Let's say they got 5% of the vote. They need 45% of the vote, the black vote. And there's no reason why they shouldn't have it. And it's not just blacks, it's also Hispanics and Asians. I mean, there's no reason. Like Asians, Hispanics, when you break that down, like, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Cambodian, Laotian, Filipino, right? When you look at that, Thai, all of these Americans with those backgrounds, the majority of them vote Democrat. The majority of them are liberal, but a lot of them make a lot of money and they have conservative views, but you just can't get past some of this stuff that gets said. Like I say, man, Trump is just out there. He's just out there. Nah, don't send me to DC, Knight. Don't send me to DC. Don't do it. Don't do it. Brother Kennard, I can't think of a president in my lifetime who had the perfect team or a perfect team. I can't either. I mean, someone who appealed to all Americans on all sides, from Nixon all the way down, nobody. Obama tried. I mean, there were a lot of Republicans, conservative people who were like, all right, maybe they didn't agree with all his politics, but he was taking care of business and they gave him credit for that. Obama came in when America was in like financial distress and was able to negotiate and navigate the country through that, when TARP and all that stuff was going on. Clinton had he had a good portion of Republicans rocking with him all the way up until Monica Lewinsky, and then that kind of went away. But you know, and in Clinton, he had that surplus. So you had Clinton. You know, we go to George H.W. Bush. Nah, that was pretty much along those lines, Republican, Democrat. Reagan had a lot of union Republicans who became Democrats when Reagan fired them. I'm talking about air traffic controllers and other unions. Ronald Reagan broke a union, the air traffic controllers union, PACO. Ronald Reagan broke them and fired those union guys. Those guys were hardcore, head bashing Republicans. Those dudes were like the blue collar, Teamster, let's go, hardcore Republican. And Ronald Reagan fired them, and they all became Democrats overnight. And they are still Democrats to this day. Right? That right there, he's like, made them union for life, down for the fight for life. And it was Bill Clinton who hired them all back. Those who were still alive, Bill Clinton hired them all back. That's when I got into the FAA. I don't know if you guys know about that, but that was huge. Right? Ronald Reagan fired the air traffic controllers. Ronald Reagan broke a union. He broke PACO. So he lost. Again, that's where, the Republicans lost a lot of supporters, a lot of blue collar, hardcore, Americans. And then you go to Jimmy Carter. He was pretty much hated by everybody. Carter was a nice guy and all, but he just, his personality was messed up and, just didn't seem to be tenacious enough. And then who was before Carter? You had Gerald Ford. I don't know much about Gerald Ford other than he was the VP. You know what I mean? He was the dude that was picked to run as VP. And then the number one guy on the ticket, Nixon, got him, he had to resign because of Watergate. And he broke crimes. He knew he was going to get locked up. But he didn't, and he got pardoned by, of course, Ford, and he flew off into the sunset with his crooked butt. I am not a criminal. You know what I mean? I am not a crook. And all of Americans. So I would say that Nixon began that slippery slope. And then, of course, before Nixon, my political history falls way off. Like who was before Nixon? It was Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. I would say it was Johnson, Kennedy, Eisenhower, and Truman, and then FDR, and I can't go back beyond that. I think before FDR might have been Hoover, but my political knowledge, my history kind of tapers off. I've kind of been slumping. I haven't really been keeping up with my political history like I used to. I need to get back to it. I think we all should. I think we should all do that. And by the way, guys, I dropped a link if anybody wanted to come up here and just talk a little bit. I'm gonna probably wrap this up in about 10 or 15 minutes. But I'm supposed to say like and subscribe. I be getting a lot of notes from my friends. Man, you gotta say like and subscribe during the lives. You gotta say like and subscribe on your shorts. You gotta say, all right, like and subscribe, people, or dislike and subscribe. And thank you to all of the newcomers. I know there's a lot of people out there who have subscribed and start rocking with me, man. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate every last one of you. What's up? If you're here now, if you're a newbie, don't be shy. Come up. We can talk, man, over here. You say what you want, man. We're respectful. We're doing our thing. It is what it is. We're grown-ups over here, man. I'm serious. If there are any Republicans out there, man, I mean, honestly, how can I get my friends, how can I get my people who came up like me, to come over to the Republican Party? Are there any ideas? Anybody? How can I do that? It makes it so hard. Brother Doug is saying Republicans have a better chance with the Hispanics. They vote 20% Republican. Yeah, but they should be voting at least 50% Republican. You see what I'm saying? Like the Republicans, even with their numbers, is like they should have more. Hispanics should be like 90-95% Republican. They're extremely religious, Catholic. They believe in family. They are pro-life, right? They don't like big government. They're pro-legal immigration. Right? They want people to wait in line. They don't want people to come across the border and undocumented and cut the lines, right? You would think the vast majority of them would be in the Republican Party, and they're not. Why? Because they be saying stuff like, "Oh, Hispanics are, rapists and murderers." Right? They're saying they're coming over here taking American jobs. Like there is not an American I know that's had their job taken by someone who came across the border illegally because Americans don't work that hard. You feel me? Americans don't work that hard. Brother Russ, I see you in the back. Do me a favor, man. Show me, you ain't got a cam up, but just show me right now in the back a picture of you. Make sure you're not a bot or a troll or something like that. Appreciate you, bro. Let me see your face. I see you waving. Let me see your face. All I saw was this, y'all. Like, wait a minute, who's that? I'm gonna go ahead and trust you. I see you, fam. I see you. I'm about to bring you up, man. Brother Rush, what's good, fam? How you doing, man? Welcome to the Downrange Podcast.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Salute.
So now I see who you is. I see who you is. Now I recognize your thumbnail now, man. My bad. What's good, man? First time up here, huh? Welcome.
Yeah. First time on your panel, man. Salute to you, man. Yeah, man. The reason why a lot of the people from the urban communities are not subscribed to be a Republican is because they've been indoctrinated since the beginning.
Right.
A lot of our people, they are conditioned to become a Democrat because of certain celebs, within within the subcultural and the social construct that's kind of like force fed to us. A lot of us are led to become a Democrat. And that's one of the reasons. And another thing of dealing with the Hispanics, it's kind of the same thing with them too.
Right. I can hear your accent, man. Where you from, Dallas? I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Nah, man, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, but I reside in New Jersey right now. You know what I mean?
I feel you, bro. Yo, man. Yeah, I feel you. Yo, man. I don't know much East Coast slang, but I know y'all be saying the God and all this, man. I ain't gonna lie. I love sitting around listening to y'all
the
talk.
guys that use that vernacular, they're a part of the 5%ers. They
5%. Okay.
they usually use that terminology, calling themselves, God, peace, God, and all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Salute to the 5%ers out there. You're
Salute, knowledge to self and all that. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I appreciate brothers like that and organizations like that because at least you're learning something and it puts you on a path to understanding and knowledge, bro. So do you think that Black folks should consider the Republican Party, especially if they're well
yes,
to do?
they should consider it because a lot of our peoples don't understand that it's the Democratic that was down with the whole slave,
Right.
keeping us enslaved, and it was the Republican Party that kind of helped us to get free. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that should be one of the focal points of becoming a Republican. And on top of that, the Democrat people that are subscribed to Democrats, and I hope I don't catch a lot of smoke for this,
You
but
will. It's all good, though. You will.
they tend to be pro welfare, pro free food and all that, and it's just Republican parties don't believe in that. It's like, yo, you make your bread and you hold it down for yourself. They don't mind helping other people, but they don't mind helping, but not to the point where it's like it's over it's just not like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just not a good situation where you're rewarding somebody with a positive reinforcement when they're not doing what they're supposed to do in life.
Yeah, something for nothing. Something for nothing never works because you never want to go do anything. If you're like, oh, I'm gonna sit here and get this. If I'm gonna give you a sandwich every single day, what's the incentive for you to get up and go work and earn that sandwich?
No incentive at all.
None whatsoever.
And I'm an old head, so I'm gonna use this old analogy what old heads used to tell me as a shorty. But like, it's always good to teach a dude to learn how to fish for his own fish. I mean, I'm butchering the saying, but it's good to become a fisherman, so you have a trade that'll help you feed yourself in the future than me just or someone just giving me, food. It's always better to teach the individual on how to catch his food. You heard?
I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that, man. So, yeah, I mean, it's always taboo when we had these conversations, especially within the community. And like that part you said, like the Republicans, you know, their brand is pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and we don't want to give out any handouts. But the Republicans, the 1% are cool with getting corporate handouts. They're cool, what I mean, with having corporations run the day by the politicians and get the laws to their benefit. And I ain't mad at them. That's part of the game. I just wish
Right.
more
And
brothers
and,
would.
and, and and that's how real life works, man.
Yep.
It's not on what abilities you have, but it's all who you know and what kind of relationship you hold on with certain groups of people. And like, yeah, there's gonna be favoritism. You know what I mean? That's simple.
That simple for sure, man. That's what's up. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? Because brother Dino has some I'm gonna try to answer, and then I'm gonna wrap this up myself. Because did you see what Ramaswamy said? Did you see that part?
No, I did not catch that. But
Oh,
you
bro,
just give me a quick breakdown real quick.
I'm gonna show it to you. Fuck a breakdown. I'm gonna show it to you, player. Hold on, man. Give me 1 second to pull this up, man. I'm gonna show this one last time for everyone out here. This is Vivek Ramaswamy and his thoughts on Juneteenth. And we're about to watch this. Let me pull this up. There we go. So, yo, man, I'm gonna back this up, man. Check this out, bro. This peep what he is talking about. Here we go.
Do you think Juneteenth is a useless holiday?
I basically do.
Single day voting on election day. We will make election day a holiday in the United States of America, so there's no complaints about it. Cancel Juneteenth or one of the other useless ones we made up. Okay? We can't have like everything be a holiday, but we'll cancel one of the other ones and make election day a holiday. Paper ballots and government issued voter ID that matches the voter file. That is what we will do.
Going back to your election security plan, you said you wanted to have a holiday. You said maybe cancel Juneteenth or one of the other useless holidays. Do you think Juneteenth is a useless holiday?
I basically do.
Do you think Memorial Day, Veterans Day are useless holidays?
I don't, because I stand with the presumption of time-tested tradition.
All right, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm definitely gonna link this in the comments below for those guys watching Team Replay. You can watch the whole thing. So there it is right there, man. He's saying this guy wants to be president of the United States of America. He's at Cincinnati, Ohio. That's my soil. So I'm like triple mad now. I said some kind words about him. He was on a Breakfast Club and he did some things over there, and I was like, yeah. Now I'm like, oh shit. So Juneteenth is a useless holiday, bro, according to him.
Where can I start? Obviously, he looks Middle Eastern. With his ethnic background, they're not too fond of the, African American culture, from a cultural aspect. They look at us like we're inferior. It is what it is. I pray to God that he never becomes president because, that comic that he just made, he's pretty much biased, Yeah. Hell no, man. I wouldn't want to see him to become president. You know what I mean?
Right. And he's Indian. First, he's a first generation American. His mom and dad are Indian. Mom's a doctor, medical doctor. Dad's an attorney. He's from, like I say, he's from my soil. He grew up in my city. Very privileged. Went to like one of the finest private high schools in the city. The best education money can buy, Ivy League, all that kind of stuff. He went on to become quite the successful businessman. He's a billionaire, self-made billionaire, right? So, and you're right on point. Like when you're saying, that he got that attitude somewhere. He got it from somewhere. And so going back to our earlier conversation real quick, how can I convince my people who came up the way I came up to join the Republican Party when this is like the number 3, number 4 dude on the Republican side running for the presidency?
Don't be emotional. Tell them not to be emotional about the situation. And, when it comes to voting and making certain choices, when it comes to dealing anything with a political party, just make the best decision that works for our people,
Yep. That's a good answer. But I'm with you though. I'm like, nah, I can't fuck with dude. I'm with you, like, bro.
Yeah, people like that are wolves in sheep clothing, and he definitely has an agenda, and this, this is why, I'm not too fond with the Democratic Party, because when you invite so many different people from different countries, a lot of these people from these different countries are not too fond with anybody that has melanin, or that has a phenotype of, African descent. So, you know, like, for example, there's a huge uh migration of, Hispanic people going to California. Uh, what's going on is that, when these people come here, they have access to our, government money, dealing with the welfare, certain food stamps, stuff like that. And not only that, they're able to vote, which would probably make us, a second class citizen. That I mean, because
Well,
voting has power with it, man. And
it
yeah,
it does, and that voting block is strong. When people who do migrate here legally, yeah, they come over, not just from like the Americas, South and Central America, but they come out from the Middle East, they come over from Africa, they come over from Asia. They take full advantage, and yeah, they want to vote, and they when they come over, they
and
pool their
these people
resources.
are not fond of us. So if they get, my bad for cutting you off so
No, it's
abruptly,
fine. No, you good, you good.
but these people culturally are not fond of us. So they're raised to look at us at a certain way, and if they get in the position of power, there will be a certain bias, favoritism slash situation going on with these kind of people when they get into power, man. That's why it's
Absolutely.
important. That's why it's important for us to, get into a position of power, because when it comes to making power moves and transitioning into that next level, the complexion of the skin gets a lot lighter, man. I mean,
Yeah, bro, like we can have that conversation one day, but yeah, I know exactly. If we don't claim our seat at the table, then we won't be at the table. And that's at the end of the day, that's how it boils down. And everyone's going to really, like, we'll come together as Americans when there's a threat. Like we know we had to deal with the Nazis, or we had to deal with Imperial Japan, or we had to deal with, whatever. We had to deal with the, the terrorists, dealing with 9/11, even though, George W. Bush blundered that. But whenever there's an external threat, all Americans come together and take care of business. But in the meantime, people gonna look after their own. And if we don't take care of business politically, then shame on us, man. Because I feel you on that, bro. Because I ain't gonna be mad at people, man. They're like, well, that Latin dude gave the other Latin dude a job because they Latin. I'm like, well,
it's self-preservation, man.
yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
get
Like,
another job. If that's how we're
right.
supposed to do it.
Yeah,
But
that's
we
how you're
don't.
supposed to do it, and our people can learn a lot from these different cultures on how they move, man. You know, it's just crazy, man. Like, and I see it a lot, man. For example, right, like there's a location where I, purchase my food or whatever, right? And you know, it's ran by, Latin people, and majority of the people that work there barely speak the English language. But, you know, the person that's running the spot is a Latin individual. You know what I mean? So, these are things you need to pay attention to, man. Like, they taking up all the jobs, you know what I mean? They getting all of our resources out here. I mean, yo, like, gotta start when it comes to voting, whether it's from, a presidential candidate or your municipal area, like, yo, your whatever, whoever you vote for, man, it's value to your voting, man. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, man. Just stay sucker free, man. Don't do no sucker shit, man.
I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I was letting you cook a little bit, man. But I hear you. And what I'm hearing is, and what I would, what I would suggest to you is when you have these conversations with folks, to say, listen, say everything you say, and they're like, well, listen, like, what are we gonna do, brother? Why don't we own a grocery store? People complain about deserts, like food deserts, but no one wants to go and open up that store. Trust me. Like you said, they take advantage of the system. There is plenty of money out there for minorities. plenty of money. Go to sam.gov if you don't believe me. There's money earmarked for minorities. There's so much money, in fact, the government can't give it all away. So when you talk to your people, stay sucker free and get out here and grind, because there's ways to grind legally. Everybody quick to go out here and get a pack and want to, you know what I'm saying, want to do that. But no one wants to go out here and start an LLC.
They have taken that lane away, you know, like
quiet as cat.
now,
We won't say too much.
yeah, they monetizing it now, you know, like you know what I'm saying, just to be able to get tax money off that. So now, you not the plug no more. The white boy at the college dorm ain't gonna be hitting up your Nextel and telling you come through. I need an extra. You know what I mean? So
Right.
and so. Know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah.
I put a lot of that on us. We can go out there and get a part of this legal marijuana game, right? Because it's gonna be legal. We could have done that, but we're not working closely enough together, man. So I appreciate you coming up, bro. I really do, brother. Rush in the building, man. This is for you, man, for coming up. Man, I'll be seeing you in the chat, man. I appreciate your support 100, man. You want anything you want to plug? You got anything out there like where people can find you?
Yo, you can catch me on the Lubudo Network, man. Yeah, I mean, I interview like celebs and well-known YouTubers. Know what I mean, I ain't come up here for that. Yeah, I mean, but you brought it out there, so I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I mean, I interview, Jesse Lee Peterson, Rolo Tomasi. The list goes on. So you can check me out. You know what I mean, and yo, man, I definitely like what you talking. Yo, you stay cooking on your channel, man. I've been observing your joint for a while, you know what I mean? And I'm here to support you. Yeah?
I appreciate that, bro. I'm gonna bring you back and do a proper interview. You know that right now. You done already told me what you're doing. I'm like, you talking to who? What? Oh yeah, bro. We gotta holler. So yeah, man. I'm gonna find you on Instagram, bro. Do me a favor, put your Instagram in the chat if you don't mind. Or no, here I'll put mine up. Hit me up. I'll put mine up. I don't know if you want to put yours in there or not. But here go my Instagram. Is I really want to know podcast. It's all one word on Instagram, fam. Thank you again, brother, for coming up. You are always welcome here, bro. If you want to come up, get something off, just come over here and holler at your boy. You know what I mean?
No doubt, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, my pleasure, bro. I'm gonna holler at you, man. Peace. Oh man, that's what's up, bro. Like oops, wrong button. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Rush in the building. You know what I mean? This is another reason why I love this space, man. We go out here, do what we do, stay on the grind, stay focused, and we're gonna keep coming together. We're gonna keep coming together. And like I said to Brother Rush, man, it's up to us. It's up to us to get out here and take what's ours. Everyone who comes to this country, they come from Africa or Europe, they come from Asia or Central or South America, they come and they take what's theirs. Legally, of course. The opportunity is there for everybody. And we've been here for generations, man. 400-500 years we've been here. For the past 60 years or so, we've been able to vote and stuff. We've been free. Shout out to Killer Mike was on My Expert Opinion. And I was watching that. I'm like, oh man, when they say the years, like, yeah, black folks only been free about 60 years or something like that. Like, wait a minute. Go back and check my math. Like, that's all. But I mean, it is what it is. We haven't been, the point is we haven't been free that long. I haven't checked this math when he said, I'm like 60 years. Wait, I'm almost 60. Like, hold on. But the fact is we haven't been free long in America compared to all the other Americans. You know what I mean? So like it is what it is. I really appreciate that conversation. That was it, Brother Rush, man. I'm so glad you came through. Brother Dinosaur, please tell some GOP policies, ideas for 23, 24. Man, I mean, the GOP is pushing what they always push, bro. Smaller government, lower taxes, smaller government, lower taxes. Anti-woke stuff now is the big thing. Anti-woke. They're not really doing anything, to be honest with you. There's no sea change. It's the same old same. But I'm definitely going to have to do a show. Uh-oh, I got a bug that was coming after me. I'm definitely going to have to do a show when I delve into, okay, what are the, and we'll do that as the campaign moves forward. We'll have to, because we're going to get to hear everybody talk about this stuff. You hear the Republicans talking about what Ramaswamy was just talking about. We want voter registration. we want what not voter registration or motor voter or whatever. They want to be able, like, you have to show your ID to vote and all that, and how they want to do that. What are they talking about, bro? They're not really. It's the same old same. But I'm gonna do that for you, man. I know I've been saying these, like, come on, like, oh, DL, you've been saying you're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about it. The GOP party oppose civil rights laws and move to the Dems. Yeah. Like, America's history is just crazy wild, man. It's just crazy wild. Like, the audience were laughing. You know what I mean? Act Ozzy. He's playing the anti-woke crowd. Yeah, and let's talk about Ramaswamy. He definitely is. And what's the IG again? My IG is I really want to know podcast. All one word. Before you type all that stuff in, by the time you get one in it, it'll pop right up. It's me on stage doing comedy. I really want to know podcast. All one word. You'll find me on Instagram. So yeah, man, we're gonna wrap this up. I appreciate y'all know I appreciate y'all, man. Brother Rush, thank you for coming up. You know what I mean? That was a good conversation, man. I look forward to having a more extended dialogue. There's so much more we got to talk about. I promise I'll be on tomorrow, guys, at 6:00. We're gonna talk about some red pill stuff, man. I found some dating things out there that's going on that I want to talk about. I've been taking a bunch of notes, so it's definitely gonna be we're gonna have that conversation. So I'm definitely not gonna forget about that, man. I love talking about the relationships. I love talking about the red pill talking points, the manosphere stuff. I was on Great Pills podcast last night, as a matter of fact, talking about that sort of thing. It was a pretty good conversation. But yeah, I had to get that off. Yeah, Ramaswamy really let me down with this one. Juneteenth is useless. I'm going to keep my eye on that and see what mainstream media does. MSNBC and the left-leaning side of media is going to be all over him. I'm not sure if the right is going to say anything to him about that. But in the meantime, everybody's covering that fight, the brawl, the river brawl down there in Alabama. So until that goes away, I think that's going to give Ramaswamy covering. I think he's hoping that will dominate the news cycle for at least 2 more cycles, and then he doesn't have to worry about what he said until, I don't know, they do debates or something. But yeah, he's through. When he said that, that's it. He's through with, as far as people who look like me. The Republicans aren't going to be happy about that. The powers that be are going to be real upset, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll keep our eye on him. You know what I mean? So that it is what it is, brother Dino. He's like, Vivek is throwing out red meat deal. He sure is, man. He's trying to do whatever he has to do. He's blowing that dog whistle real hard, man, real loud and proud. So we'll see how this plays out. Thanks for rocking with me, fellas. I really appreciate y'all. And to my ninja watchers out there, probably got a couple beautiful women out there checking us out from above. I really appreciate y'all, man, coming through, rocking out with your brother. I'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be looking for the thumbnail. It's going to be some red pill stuff, I promise you. And then we'll do another episode of Downrange Podcast over the next 2 days. Within the next 18 hours, we'll have another show for sure. All right. I'm DL Saint. This is the Downrange Podcast. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.